And so today I'm here to talk about part 3 in my series that I'm doing on breaking free from my toxic marriage and relationship. And on part 1, it's not you, it's me. Part 2 was it's not me, it's you. And part 3, today's video, is it's us. And I will link the other video in the description box below in case you want to go back and watch. But today, the topic is all about it's us. So now we're bringing the two together as a couple. And what do I mean exactly by it's us? Well, simply put, it's us meaning that, okay, so we were two people brought together. In our case, we became married. It may have been God's will for us to be married, but we are also free moral agents. And whether we choose to listen to God or even hear Him when He's speaking, that's on us. So even though we may have been meant to be, it just wasn't working. And it got progressively worse, more intense, more scary as the years went on. And I remember a time where my husband and I were in counseling, and the person who was counseling us, our counselor, came over to me and he said, Julia, and I won't say my ex-husband's name. He said, Julia, your husband, he just doesn't know how to love. And I heard that, and as a naive, new baby Christian, I thought, oh my goodness, he doesn't know how to love. Poor thing. So I guess it's all on me to change him. All on me to change him. So I took on the identity of trying to change my husband. I guess changing meant I was going to pray, which I did, pray for him, but I was at his beck and call, every whim. I did his every whim. And in fact, so much so that one of my friends came up to me and said, Julia, you are so submissive to your husband. And she said, Julia, I think you're almost too submissive. But, I had lost my identity in thinking that I was the one that was supposed to change him. And I wasn't. That was not my job. My job was to be a helpmate to him, but to be his equal, to be a partner. And it wasn't that way. And so we were seen as the darlings of the church we were working at the time. When he was in ministry and I was working at that same church, we were seen as one of the darling couples. And us, everybody saw us as this perfect couple. I was this quiet wife by my husband's side, very kind, just did everything for him. And he was a choir director at our church, and we just came and went to church events, and everything seemed really, really awesome on the outside. But behind closed doors, it was not that way. So the us was really like oil and water, because I was so torn up inside. I knew that something just wasn't right. I was feeling degraded. I was always feeling like I couldn't measure up to his standard. Feeling afraid. I was locked out of the house a few times because I didn't do something right. I was left one time because I didn't cut the bread the right way, but people saw us as this perfect couple. They don't know what was going on behind closed doors. And when I talk about something that may have been a divine setup, a divine appointment, well, 15 years prior, I was working in a health club in Southern California, and he was a member of that same health club, and we were coming and going, and we never crossed paths, but we both moved to Texas the same year, and we ended up together. But it didn't work. It didn't work because God may have been speaking to him to change, to stop treating me badly, and God may have been speaking to me. In fact, I know a few times he was, and I didn't listen. I was in danger. My soul was in danger. My spirit was in danger. It was about to explode into a powder keg, and it did, and I had to get out. And so I'm saying this because it's us. People on the outside can see you and your partner as an us, as a unit, but you know and I know what happens behind closed doors or in a car or somewhere where nobody else is watching. It can be horrible. It can be scary. It can be very traumatic. And so I'm saying this so that you can process, acknowledge that yes, we were a couple, but it didn't work. It was too much. It was too much to carry. And I understand you have to make a choice. Is it going to be your life? Is it going to be your soul that's going to be lost because you want to keep us together? Or do you need to make a change? I know so many people can be very judgmental. They have their own definition of what abuse is, but they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. And you have to let them go. And you do have to let the past go. I understand that we have to let it go, but you also have to acknowledge what took place and process that. And it can take time, but it's necessary. It's necessary in order to move forward. So you don't have to cling to the us. You don't have to keep ruminating in your thoughts about it's us. Not anymore. Not if it's gonna really do damage to you. Not if it's a threat to you. You need to let it go. Process what happened. Process that you were together, but you may be the most wonderful person, and he or she may have been the most wonderful person, but something was wrong, and somebody wasn't listening to the way the other person should have been treated and honored and valued in the relationship. So it's us, and it didn't work, and it's okay. It's really okay. You can acknowledge it, work through it, and move on. So I hope this also encouraged you. And in part 4, I'll be speaking on more about recovering and breaking free from toxic and abusive relationships. I'm so happy that you joined me today. Sorry guys, I haven't edited. I don't really edit. I'm just real. I got home from work. I graded papers, did all the teacher things. We're coming to the end of the spring semester. All the teachers out there, you know this. So I come on here and I pour out my heart, and I just have a lot to say, but I want to keep it brief and to the point, and I'm not really editing right now. I just want to keep it real and keep it rolling and post it. I love you all, and I thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.